PhD, but you can be in somebody's church on Sunday, scared of going to hell, that you've been going through since you've been in the Western Hemisphere. You know what I'm saying? That no devil has ever produced anything, you know what I'm saying, but some people sitting around a fucking hot tub, you know what I'm saying, in some red room is nothing compared to just the hell we catch on this earth every day. But the concept here is this is the mind control that we're going through, and so therefore when I say those particular words and all, I'm saying those particular words, and I apologize for people who just not hearing this particular stuff, because most of the people that's hearing this stuff has gone through some process of eliminating the so-called superstitions and all of the ignorance of this fear that is given to you in religion. In so many words, what actually happened is there's different complex aspects of the astrological, astronomical, metaphysical world that there's several images, archetypes, and several systems that was put there to explain that. And what happened was those systems were around for thousands of years. When later generations came up and could not understand those systems because they had lost the original meaning of those particular systems, then what happened was those particular people, they just took all the stuff that they didn't understand and dumped it in this big area of evil. You see. So basically 99% of what we have, what we call is evil, is a group of myths and mysteries and complex types of imagery and symbols that explain greater mysteries of the universe or the omniverse or the inner world that was just dumped in this big trash can of evil. You see. And basically this is what goes into comprising what we call religions. Rudolf Steiner said it. Religions come about when ancient systems deteriorate and collapse. And what they don't understand, they throw in the big trash can of evil. And basically give you the same reoccurring thing that everybody understands, behave. And there's nothing profound out of what you get out of anything they teach in any religion other than behave. Because all the other stuff they tell you not to pay attention to. So on that particular aspect, anything that you get is going to be terrifying. But then again, on the other hand, what we're talking about today is the behavior is that same thing that keeps the spirit realm down. So we're talking about undoing yourself in the aspect of everything that you think is pious, righteous, has to be overturned. Now, I'm not talking, so some people say, man, our people ain't ready for that, man. Our people ain't ready for that. I'm not talking to our fucking people. I'm talking to you in this room. Come on. I'm not talking to the idiots. I'm talking to the people in this room, the people that deem at this particular time that I need to know something other than what I know and to have a hunger for that. So it all averages out. So it's not about our people. Even college said, you talking about moralism, we don't need to tell our people that shit. And I'm like, wait a minute. Well, I'm not talking to our people. I'm talking to the people in this room. There's a difference. Our people don't want to hear shit. There is no black nation. There is no black unity. There is only a remnant. Like all ancient scriptures, the parts that was left in that was telling the truth says there will only be a remnant. You see what I'm saying? The upper room, a remnant, an aftermath. And that's the only thing that we are concerned about. We're not talking about the masses. That's one thing we have to get this at this particular time. It has nothing to do with the masses. It has nothing to do with the revolution and the evolution of the race. That's gone. This has to do with the evolution of the entire universe. In this particular case, the redoing of the entire universe, or the overhauling of the entire universe. And that is left to the people that this particular information is given to at this particular time. You in this room. And a few other people in the United States. You see, and a few other people in the diaspora. You see what I'm saying? In the Caribbean or on the continent. But we're talking about wherever you go, we're still talking about a limited amount of people. It's like one sister from Ethiopia say, what you are talking about is alien to our people, because when these people get up every morning, they have to think of survival. How am I going to eat? And it's not with us like, how I'm going to get to the supermarket. Am I going to get a ride to the supermarket? No, it's how am I going to get some food in whatever kind of ration is out there for me. So you're talking about a people that for you to even talk on the concept of advanced metaphysics is so alien to them. Because their concept of survival is at such a level. The survival mode is so high until they don't have time to ponder the philosophical origins of that metaphysical construct. They are so busy. So the whole concept to them will be alien. You see, even if you go to the bush, or even if you would go to the person in the modern cities, the concept of survival is so alien. So we're only still talking about a select people. And we're not just talking about Africa. We're talking about here in America. And that's the reason why we can't reach the people, because we didn't understand that what the sister said in Africa holds true for right here in America. The concept of survival. Even if you're not even talking about the underclass, even if this thing permeates all the way to the upper echelon. Whereas a person with a master's degree can say, how is that going to put food on my table? So they never get out of the survival mode. Even if you got 10 Lexuses. You see, they never get out of survival mode. The whole concept, we're talking about people that never graduate beyond the survival mode. You see, that's why you got more white people that can grasp this, because they are the people that set the standard for survival, because they done taken over the planet. They got time to do other shit than survive. But these are psychological ramifications why we now see why our people, after 10 years of hearing all this profound knowledge, can't get it. Because we're stuck in a survival existence. We're talking about survival creatures. We're talking about a disease or a way of life that doesn't allow anything other than that. So any philosophical thing is like Chinese or Martian Braille. You see, it's the whole grasp of it. Or such a thing that's the fantasy world. And even in the Sufi mysteries, they say the entire aspect is the realm of imagination. The realm of imagination is real. It is the only reality there is. That's why this reality is only based on survival. And that's what the white boy says. It was even in the movie X-Files, the X-Files movie. The guy said, survival is the ultimate form of theology. That's the white man. Survival is the ultimate form of theology, and he has us on that survival mode. That is the only form of theology. You see. So, we're not talking about the mass of people. We're talking about a people that at least can get their mind free for the amount of hours we got up in this shit. You see what I'm saying? And that's the problem right there. We still, and to this day, the Afrocentric movement of 10 years ago based their premise on Up You Mighty Race, which was based on the premise of another movement 20 years prior to that, about 30 years now, your whole civil rights movement. A political movement to get enough people functioning in just this society. But this has nothing to do with that. This has nothing to do with that. If anybody know how to survive, it's black people. That's why I don't buy that homeless shit. Because we were the masters of survival. All of a sudden now, I don't know how to get some soup in a damn bowl. Fuck that shit. You're the master of survival. You don't survive slavery, but all of a sudden you got black men telling, I don't know what mathematical equation it's going to take to get soup in a bowl. And I'm supposed to buy this? You know, I'm supposed to buy this thing? You mean to tell me, and some of these, see, that's when you know, some of these brothers got college education. You see what I'm saying? And when you go and talk to them, it's not like every homeless person is some slave from 100 years ago. Y'all suppose, so I don't know, These are people, are brilliant people, but they don't know how to get soup in the bowl, and I'm supposed to buy that shit? When a man with no shoes on can come over here? And we know that the government has them to do all that, but I'm trying to say, come on now. Something wrong when you can't go home. Everybody ought to be able to go home. Now, you done fucked up that bad, you can't go home. You know, you can't go home and be humiliated. You're beyond being humiliated in your house, in your mama's house, in your room with a poster on the wall, and you 50. So you mean to tell me that I can't even be humiliated? I'm beyond being humiliated? And I'm supposed to believe this right here? You know? Even me myself, and I have to say that because me myself, I got for some osmosis reason, I got enough food that I can share my damn self now. You know? Because, you know, I had one eye on my stove from 2000, beginning of 2000 on into, about 2 weeks ago, and one sister brought me a stove with 4 eyes and shit. And you know what? You know the funny thing, you know what they say about, you take a fish and put it in the fish bowl, and the fish swim around and around in the fish bowl, and then you take it out and put it in the ocean, it still swim round and around. Right now, I go and I hit the damn stove with 4 eyes, I go to that one little back eye. And I said, damn, wait a minute, hold on. I said, damn. And I said, no, I got to go put on my rice first if I'm going to eat. And I'll be like, wait a minute, hold on. I got 3 other eyes now. I don't have to put on the rice first. But after 2 years of just cooking on one motherfucking eye, I still, and I've been doing it all this week, putting on it's a little back eye in the rear. And the first thing I reach for is the back eye in the rear. And I got 4 other eyes and a fucking oven. Because the oven was broke too on the last one. So that's really alien and stuff. It might take about 3-4 days to know I got an oven. Oh, damn, that's right, I do have an oven. But I'm just talking about the conditioning. But even that, man, I'm like, look, that's, man, I got more food. I'm throwing out food now. You know, you cook one big, you know how it is. You know how you cook for 20, and it's one person. But I learned how to cook one way for a big family, which I only had a few people in my family. I don't know why I cook so much food and stuff like that now. But my point here is I cook more food than I have to eat. You know, I dump all the rice up in this shit, you know, but the point I'm trying to make here is I know doggone well there's that much food and stuff out here to give away. And also, I don't want to hear this foolishness. Now, going back, I want to get off the subject. Now, going back, the conditioning. And that's why I have to stress this particular information. Let me do one thing. Let me do this right now, because I do this all the time. Let me pour these doggone libations. Okay, first of all, I want to say one thing. This is elixir. This is changing people's lives. It done caught on. It done changed. This is changing people's lives. Now, not only that, I have perfected it. You see what I'm saying? Because I think the first time I told you, you damn near like to kill you. That was some potent stuff. But I have perfected it. Got niggas mixing shit together and about to die up in there. No. But, no, serious business. This is, it's not only, this is, you ever see the Westerns where they got the guy, he holding up the tonic that's supposed to do every damn thing? Well, we found a tonic that can do everything. You know. Now, there is a method to the madness. It's not just, oh, some liquor in a bottle that's supposed to take care of all the needs. There's a spiritual system to go with it, and that's the part I didn't tell the people last time. There's 2 entities that go with it. 2 sisters that go with this thing. So we'll call this the 2 sisters. The elixir are the 2 sisters. If you ever see the Ark of the Covenant, the picture of the Ark of the Covenant, and they got on the top of the Ark of the Covenant, they got 2 angels with wings facing each other. Or you'll see the staff of Tahuti, and you'll see the black dot, and you'll see 2 wings. Those wings, you know, represent 2 goddesses or 2 aspects of a Mayatian complex. You know, so this is the real